Welcome to the LMS Show. My name is Lenny Matthews. Give yourselves a big hand. LMS rolling right along, rolling right along. Oh my goodness. Give Sisters Uptown Books a big hand, everybody. And that Smokey Robinson song goes, that's where it's at. Oh, that's where it's at. Oh, that's where it's at. And I like it like that.
Uh-oh, you got another career in the making, huh?
Oh yeah, I try. I be singing in the shower time. I hope my neighbor downstairs don't complain about that. You complain about everything else. You complain about everything else.
In the shower, that's your stage.
That's right. We welcome. Oh, I have a charming young lady. What is your name, my friend? Say that again.
Chiquita Camille.
One more time, you don't mind.
All right, Chiquita Camille.
Give her a big hand, everybody. And the house. What you up here today? You doing a children's reading today, right?
Yes, Jennifer, to be able to do children's reading, book circle, book signing today here at Sisters Uptown. I had a nice turnout. It was fun. The children were very inquisitive. Great time talking about family.
What was the questions the young children were asking you?
Sometimes a lot of 2-year-olds specifically said, "This looks like you." Wow, and it is me. Spiritually, to whatever you may believe in, but you know, they're your true, they're real, right? The innocence, the realness to them. I mean, you want an honest answer, ask a child. So they don't need a lot. If it's something they're like, they're good, and they're gonna stick with it. They're gonna do it over and over again. They're gonna, learn it by heart, and they're comfortable with that. You know, if they like something, they got it. It's once we get older that we start trying to.
Oh yeah, they try to
hold you, stick with that, get more confused.
Yeah, and, as Ethel would say to Lucy, the poor little thing. Yeah, everybody get on. You say you're from Chicago, right?
I am.
How long you been in Chicago? How long you been in Chi-Town?
I was born and raised there, so Mama's still there, aunties and uncles are still there, so Chicago is still home. Even though I live here now in Brooklyn. I'm a Brooklyn now. Yeah.
Look like they're trying to push you out of Brooklyn. They're trying to push a lot out of Brooklyn, you know that?
It's definitely changing there.
Yeah, I see these big tall buildings and all these fancy places and all this kind of stuff.
I know.
They put up all these buildings up here. They better hold on when recession don't come in. They're gonna have a lot of empty places.
And they're trying to make their prices like Manhattan as well. They're So for me, it was a blessing that I have a 3-family home, and I have tenants that have been there as long as I've been there.
You the landlord?
I am the landlord.
Maybe you're the when you bang, when they had that on heat, they can bang on the pipe, bing, 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 bing.
Look, so when I get cold, I know where to go to complain. So it's definitely great owning a piece of property in New York, in Brooklyn.
You own a piece of property?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I have a 3-family.
Oh, wow.
And me having the same tenants, because I'm not trying to get the New York prices. I'd rather have quality people than.
I think that's so important. That's so important though too, right?
I know them. They're good. If the energy is good in the home, then the money will flow.
Good in the home, the money will flow. Huh?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Oh boy. Real estate is very important though too, right?
It is.
If a person get into, you don't have to have. Well, I'm not knocking landlords out here. You don't have to have much of a brain.
Right.
Something right.
But just want to treat people right, or treat them the way you want to be treated. I mean, I know that there have been some complaints about certain folks that may say a certain thing about owning, but as property owners, they may not be the best landlords. So yeah, I think if you think about how you want to be treated or what you want,
I think that's important though too, right?
Right. I think what's happening with New York is, it is a great place. I always say New York has everything you want and don't want. It's what you gravitate towards.
Yes.
But the energy here is so that we know we are great, that they now feel, some folks feel they can charge whatever they want. They can cut an apartment in half and charge you double.
And throw a whole bunch of people in there too, right?
Right, exactly. So, if now the movement is, you're almost forced to have a roommate if you don't own. So if you're going to have a roommate,
So-
you may as well go into ownership with someone.
So that means like these big buildings, like these big buildings in Brooklyn and other places, you have to have three's company, huh?
Right. Basically, I mean, all these high rises they're building, you're wondering who's moving in and who can afford them.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, if you're gonna own, you may as well go on. You know, you
But
don't have a roommate, you may as well own together.
You're a fair landlord, huh?
I am. I think I am. It was like I said, I have the same tenants. I've been there
That's so
almost 9
important.
years now, and they've been there too. So.
But you know, sometimes you have some landlords, they get so greedy, they want to force people out. You know, they want to force you out. You know, and then they say they feel they can get more money. But then sometimes, if you got somebody paying that cash steady,
Right.
you keep them there, right?
Right.
You know. But sometimes you can sometimes you can get greedy. You know, and bite your nose, spike your face, and all that good stuff there.
Right. You get in some energy you don't want. I mean, if you can have peace in your home, that means a lot.
You know. But sometimes you can sometimes you can get greedy. You know, and bite your nose, spike your face, and all that good stuff there.
Right. And you get in some energy you don't want. I mean, if you can have peace in your home, that means a lot. It means a lot.
You were back in Chi-Town, Chicago. Oh,
Yeah.
boy, home of everybody. You told me, and I got floored on the phone, the passing of Herb Cool Gent Kent. Tell us about Herb Cool Kent Gent.
Yes, Herb Kent, the cool gent.
Go ahead.
I mean, ever since I can remember hearing the radio, Herb Kent has been around. I know my grandmother used to listen to him. My mom used to listen to him. He was 88 years young when he passed.
Wow.
I mean, and had been in the radio business probably.
A long time.
Yes. Probably 60 of those years. I mean, he's been pushing. And with him being a Chicagoan himself, he played a great role in building up WVON. He was even an activist speaking against social injustice.
Yes.
He helped, build groups like the Temptations, Minnie Riperton.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Just because of his influence and him being on the radio, him having a say, him supporting these groups. So.
But the disc jockey back then looked like he helped out the groups.
Right. Exactly. Back then they did play.
But everything. I guess I'm not knocking the disc jockeys today, but they're kind of limited.
Mm-hmm.
True. Their program.
Very true. I mean, another thing which we talked about is that with Herb Kent, you have more live performances.
Yes, he's giving these live shows. Yes.
And that's just to speak to what was happening during his time is that that's why your older singers are better singers and greater performers because they had to perform to make their money. They had to do the shows to get people to buy. Now you have videos where they can just record it as many times as they want, and you get it on YouTube and things like that. But you have real performance. That's why going to the sides, sidelining for a second. Charlie Wilson is such an excellent performer.
Yes.
Because he knows the old school way.
Yes.
He knows how to put on a show. Stevie Wonder, excellent. He can do a show for 2.5 hours. It's like, oh, is my time up already? Because they have the stamina. And they can build. And
How about some of today's artists? Some of them get tired.
Yeah, they get tired.
And then
they got the voiceover happening.
And then some of them say, I got an emergency.
They got the Milli happening.
They got the run, they got to run the fire.
With lymph nodes and things like that, where, the old school ones, they knew and carried. And Herb Kent was around for a lot of those. He also played a major role with Steppin' in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes.
Stepper sets and him playing the music for that.
He had this group, the Cool Gents.
He did.
And one of the members came out of that group, became very famous later on.
Oh, wow.
D. Clark.
Oh,
Raindrops. So many raindrops. And just keep it up. Boom, 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 boom. Just keep it up.
Sign this one up next.
Just keep it up. What happens?
Just make me your manager. I'll support you.
And he had another one I used to like. The Bo Diddley. Hey, little girl in the high school sweater. Gee, I like to know you better.
See?
Just swing your books and chewing gum. Look at this like a little juicy plum. Hey, a little girl. Hey, a little girl.
Well, give it up. Sign them up. Lenny may have another call, and I'm telling you, Lenny.
And also too, out of WVJ,
WBON.
and VON, they had they had a lot of personality, Purvis Span, right? And then they had the gentleman did, and they had let me see who else they had. E. Rodney Jones, and he knew this guy. This gentleman happens that was his mentor when he started his business. The great Don Cornelius. Don Cornelius. So he was the newsman, and he was the fill-in man. You know, somebody get, you know, like Hillary did her coughing. So this was they coughing. They fill in.
I mean, my grandmother's an ancestor now, but so for my mom, she's like, wow, you know, because he's been around a long time. He's meant a lot for Chicago, period. So, I mean, now they even have, I think she said they have a show called the Herb Kent Corner or something like that that they do every Sunday. I mean, this just happened about 3 weeks ago. So maybe the end of October, beginning of November. But literally, he was on the show Saturday and passed somewhere between Saturday and Sunday morning. So,
that's just like I think about the late Hal Jackson, when they switch everything over, and he was going to get ready to do this, you know, Sunday classic. He wasn't there that 1 week, and then the following week we got to him, he passed away. You know, Hal was up in the league with him too, but also too, they help people. That's the whole thing. They help folks. You know, I'm not saying people out here don't help anybody today. But like I said,
more proactive.
But their hands, somewhat their hands today. Their hands, they still do it, but somewhat their hands are tied. They can't really do what they really want to do. Oh my! Oh my!
You gotta appreciate the old school. You gotta appreciate the old school.
What else you do? You sing, you dance, you tell jokes. What you do?
Look, nothing compared to you, right? I thought I do a little something, but you got it going on. Well, my book has been doing well. It's been out a couple years now, and I've been blessed to win an award for it.
Give a big hand. What kind of award is it?
It's a Purple Dragonfly Award.
Oh, that's nice.
Received first place in the category of Family Matters and honorable mention for picture books. So I was very excited about that. I'm also an actress, and I do dance. I dance as well.
Okay.
So
What kind of dance you do?
Predominantly African dance. So if you're familiar with Abdel Salam, Forces of Nature, I danced with them when I first moved here.
Oh yeah, because every Christmas they be down there.
Kwanzaa,
the Apollo.
They'll be there this year, December 27th, doing it. But Abdel's group we just celebrated 35 years. So 35 years strong in Harlem, yes. So I was blessed to be able to join them again as an alumni coming back to dance, and so that was exciting. And we did it at Aaron Davis Hall. But again, they've been doing it at the Apollo for a while, so it'll be at the Apollo December 27th.
You said New York is a fast-paced town.
Right. I said New York has everything you want and don't want. It's what you gravitate toward. So you gotta try and gravitate towards the good. Go towards the good, so the good can come to you. That's the way.
So you know, like sometimes I go out of town. You know, I go see my son sometimes, and I'm not old enough to mention the name of the place. I go up there. It's nice. It's nice up there. But then again, after 2 or 3 days, I want to come back. I had nothing against up there now. But I want to come back home. You know, I remember one night I was sleeping up there. I was sleeping in the bed one night. All of a sudden I heard this. I said, wait a minute, I'm back in New York. I'm back in New York. I said, wait a minute. I told him, I said, you know, I thought I was back in New York. I had to say, we get there. I said, these fire engines coming down the street. I thought like the ambulance. Get out of the way.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something to city living, because we had a home in a country, right, a small town in Michigan, and we would go there, and I remember the first week, I could not sleep. I did not know what the sound was. It was like this cheep, cheep, cheep. What is this noise? And then my uncle said it's crickets. But you know, coming from the city, we're used to the sirens, hearing people yell, cars going. I was like, wow, I didn't know what a cricket sound. So definitely. But you know.
I remember you made me laugh when I went to see my son. We had on the Labor Day weekend, and they had a fire. They set up a fire in the backyard, and you know, like, you know, it was in control. And then, you know, they were burning woods and stuff like that. And then he took out all the bills. Let's burn the bills.
If the payment could go up in smoke.
Let's burn the bills.
But we're talking about Herb Kent. I know that you had someone that you wanted to do tribute to as well, right?
Yes, later on the next show, and we want you to come help out on that. Okay. We're gonna be giving us, you know, one of the future shows. So, you know, we do 3 in one day. We're going to be giving a salute to a gentleman who's been around for good while. In fact, I met him when I used to work for the city. I used to come down and pay his parking tickets. The late Bart Hoffman. And he said he was a big fan of the LMS show. And, you know, I had, like everybody else did their tribute. You know, as Miss Ross said, it's my turn. So it's my turn to tribute to him. Good man. We're gonna have people to go talk about him, you know, on the future programs, and we want people to stay tuned. Thank you so much. But you could be back up, you know, maybe one of them shows. You could be back up there, right?
Right. Can I tell people where they can follow me?
We could do it. Because we on public access. And no, they frown. They kind of frown on that.
No worries.
No, because you know, I go one of the places I go to. You know, everybody's the boss, so you know, or want to be.
Keep going.
No worries.
Okay. Oh wow, I had you know. Look, some of the people came, you know, who's going to come and make an appearance later on. You know, going to talk about Vaughn, Mr. Peterson, Peter, and Willie D. We're going to honor later.
Oh, nice.
Because you know, one thing about this is I think it's so important. You have to honor your people. You know, you have to honor people while they're still alive. Right. Not when they're gone. They say, "Oh, they were so wonderful." Well, you know, well, damn, they ain't gonna hear that. They cry. You know, you know, sometimes people who done somebody wrong and look like they're the biggest cries at somebody's funeral. Don't go! And then the cast says, we got to move the cast, we on the clock, we got to be there by 12 o'clock. Please don't go! You know, they be carrying on and everything like that, and they do the carry on, and what else they do?
Yeah, in one of those movies, they were teasing about that. It's like, well, you want to go with them? It's like, nope, and then they... It's like, you know, you want to get in there? Like,
you want to hop in? You want, and Pebbles would say, you want to go for a ride? And they no Mercedes neither.
It's a hearse. Mercedes hearse.
They be crying and crying, and look like, and then after all that is all over with, all of a sudden come to the will. Well, what did he leave me behind? If I ain't left behind that bum.
But you know, one thing I will say, you talk about leaving behind, and we're talking about property, is that's one thing that we as African Americans do need to do more, is leave something behind for our children. Because sometimes we tend to have that attitude of, you know, I had to fight for mine, you fight for yours. No, that's not the way other people live. They pass on. You know, they got to help each other out, right? You got to be able to give something. You got to pass it on, and so, you know, we got to look at
something
that.
up, brother.
Right, even if it's, you know, a watch you may find a value, or, you know, just something, a value that, you know, can come.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Here.
The most important thing a person can do is to make out a will. And you see a lot of celebrities won't mention names, what happened when you don't leave a will.
Right.
You know, like you said, well, I will the professor this pen. I didn't put that in my will now.
You're going to be rich.
Well, I didn't leave anything. I didn't leave anything. Well, that's recorded. No, but I think it's so important because if you don't do that, the state comes in, and then later on, then they have these judges and then they have friends, and they gonna throw a piece of meat at them. And if you don't have a will, they gonna throw that piece of meat gonna be you, and they gonna come out there and try to make money off of your house and stuff like that. You know, what you left behind. I think that's so important for people. On that note, I'd like to thank you. We educate people here. You know that
That's
we
right.
don't sit there and laugh and
That's
joke, have a good time.
Yes, covering all.
And we don't be right back. We want to thank everybody for joining us today on the LMS show, and take it out.
All right.
Oh, you welcome. You can be
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sister Bookstore. Give her a nice round of applause, okay? My name is MC Gentleman Walls. We got some special guests today. Going to be doing some vocalists and on the piano also, young man, anyway. And we got somebody from the Chords. Anybody remember the Chords? Well, anyway, on piano we got Mr. Sterling right here. Give him a nice round of applause. Arthur Sterling. And Sergio Clark is the vocalist. They're going to get ready to do something special for you at this particular time. So we want you to sit back and relax and enjoy this one evening, okay? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
It's showtime! 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 Here we go.
You're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing left for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each kiss, my love, your tenderness grows, just tearing my fears apart. And now with a laugh that wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart, girl, you're lovely. Never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you and the way you look tonight. Oh, girl, with each word, my love, your tenderness grows, just tearing my fears apart. Now with that laugh, wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart. Girl, you're lovely. Never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you and the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight.
Yes, wonderful.
live at the sister bookstore here. It's the LMS, show that going on. That was wonderful, man.
Glad to support the sisters. This is a good program. This is a good place. And this is what we need to do together, especially now that Trump is president. We all need to stick together more than ever before.
Yes.
And God bless America.
Thank you for coming out there. Beautiful thing. Give it up.
Introduce Lenny in a minute. Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Okay, since we had that beautiful introduction, right, the introduction with the pianist man right here, Mr. Arthur Sterling, and Mr. Clark. And I'd like to introduce someone that I've been knowing a long time, always doing a good job for the community and always being at Sister Bookstore. It's the LMS. Give them a nice round of applause.
Yes, sir.
Lenny Matthews.
My brother. Nice. Oh, this did a fantastic job. Oh, what do you think about the bookstore? Don't you love this bookstore?
Hey, listen, I just bought something, and I'm gonna buy something else too. It's gonna be a nice James Brown. Ow, feel good.
Woo! Very good MC. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Otis Walls.